Proverbs chapter 1. How Proverbs can be used. These are the Proverbs of King Solomon of Israel, the son of David. Proverbs will teach you wisdom and self-control and how to understand the saying with deep meanings. You will learn what is right and honest and fair. From these, an ordinary person can learn to be smart, and young people can gain knowledge and good sense. If you are already wise, you will become even wiser. And if you are smart, you will learn to understand the proverb and saying, as well as words of wisdom and all kinds of riddles. Respect and obey the Lord. This is the beginning of knowledge. On your fool reject wisdom and good advice. Warning against bad friends. My child, obey the teachings of your parents and wear their teachings as you the pretty head and lovely necklace. Don't be tempted by sinners or listen when they say, "Come on, let's gang up and kill somebody," just for the fun of it. They are well and healthy now, but we'll finish them off once and for all. We'll take their valuable and fill our homes with stolen goods. If you join our gang, you will get your share. Don't follow anyone like that or do what they do. They are in a big hurry to commit some crime, perhaps even murder. They are like a bird that sees the bait but ignores the trap. They gang up to murder someone, but they are the victims. The wealth you get from crime robs you of your life. Wisdom speaks. Wisdom shouts in streets wherever crowds gather. She shouts in the marketplaces and near the city gate, as she says to the people, "How much wrong will you enjoy being stupid fools? Won't you ever stop sneering and laughing at knowledge? Listen as I correct you and tell you what I think. You completely ignore me and refuse to listen. You rejected my advice and paid no attention when I warned you. So when you are struck by some terrible disaster, or when trouble and distress surround you like a whirlwind, I will laugh and make fun. You ask for my help, but I won't listen. You will search, but you won't find me. No, you wouldn't learn, and you refuse to respect the Lord. You rejected my advice and paid no attention when I warned you. Now you will eat a fruit of what you have done until you are stuffed full with your own schemes. Sins and self-satisfaction bring destruction and death to stupid fools. But if you listen to me, you will be safe and secure without fear of disaster. Chapter 2. Wisdom and Bad Friends. My child, you must follow and treasure my teachings and my instructions. Keep in tune with wisdom and think what it means to have common sense. Beg as loud as you can for good common sense. Search for wisdom as you search for silver or hidden treasure. Then you will understand what it means to respect and to know the Lord God. All wisdom comes from the Lord, and so do common sense and understanding. God gives help, advice to everyone who obeys Him and protect those who live as they should. God sees that justice is done, and He watches over everyone who is faithful to Him. With wisdom, you will learn what is right and honest and fair. Wisdom will control your mind, and you will be pleased with knowledge. Sound judgment and good sense will watch over you. Wisdom will protect you from evil schemers and from those liars who turned from doing good to live in the darkness. Most of all, they enjoy being mean and deceitful. They are dishonest themselves, and so are all their deeds. Wisdom and sexual purity. Wisdom will protect you from the smooth talk of a sinful woman who breaks her wedding vows and leaves the man she married when she was young. The law to her house lead down to the dark world of the dead. A visitor, and you will never find the Lord to life again. Follow the example of good people and live an honest life. If you are honest and innocent, you will keep your land. If you do wrong and can never be trusted, you will be rooted out. Trust God, my child. Remember my teachings and instruction and obey them completely. They will help you live a long and prosperous life. Let love and loyalty always show like a necklace and write them in your mind. God and people will like you and hold you in high esteem. With all your heart, you must trust the Lord and not your own judgment. Always let Him lead you, and He will clear the road for you to follow. Don't ever think that you're wise enough, but respect the Lord and stay away from evil. This will make you healthy and you will feel strong. Honor the Lord by giving Him your money and the first part of all your crops. Then you will have more grain and grapes than you will ever need. My child, don't turn away or become bitter. When the Lord corrects you, the Lord corrects everyone He loves. Just as parents correct a child they dearly love. Valuable wisdom. God bless everyone who has wisdom and common sense. Wisdom is worth more than silver. It makes you much richer than gold. Wisdom is more valuable than precious jewels. Nothing you want compares with her. In her right hand, wisdom holds a long life, and in her left hand are wealth and honor. Wisdom makes life pleasant and leads us safely along. Wisdom is a life-giving tree, the source of happiness for all who hold on to her. By His wisdom and knowledge, the Lord created heaven and earth. By His understanding, He let the ocean break loose and clouds release the rain. My child, use common sense and sound judgment. Always keep them in mind. They will help you to live a long and beautiful life. You will walk safely and never stumble. You will rest without a worry and sleep soundly. So don't be afraid of sudden disasters or storms that strike those who are evil. You can be sure that the Lord will protect you from harm. Do all you can for everyone who deserves your help. Don't tell your neighbor to come back tomorrow. If you can help today, don't try to be mean to neighbors who trust you. Don't argue just to be arguing when you haven't been hurt. Don't be jealous of cruel people or follow their example. The Lord doesn't like anyone who is dishonest, but he lets good people be his friends. He placed a curse on the home of everyone who is evil, but he blessed the home of every good person. The Lord sneers at those who sneer at him, but he is kind to everyone who is humble. You will be praised if you are wise, but you will be disgraced if you are the stubborn fool. Chapter 4. Advice to young people. My child, listen closely to my teachings and learn common sense. My advice is useful, so don't turn away. When I was still very young and my mother's favorite child, my father said to me, if you follow my teachings and keep them in mind, you will live. Be wise and learn good sense. Remember my teachings and do what I say. If you love wisdom and don't reject her, she will watch over you. The best thing about wisdom is wisdom herself. Good sense is more important than anything else. If you value wisdom and hold tightly to her, great honor will be yours. It will be like wearing a glorious crown of beautiful flowers, the right way and the wrong way. My child, if you listen and obey my teachings, you live a long time. I have shown you the way that makes sense. I have guided you along the right path. Your road won't be blocked and you won't stumble when you run. Hold firmly to my teaching and never let go. I will mean life for you. Don't follow the bad example of cruel and evil people. Turn aside and keep going. Stay away from them. They can't sleep or rest until they do wrong or harm some innocent victim. Their food and drink are cruelty and wickedness. The lifestyle of good people is like sunlight at dawn that keeps getting brighter until broad daylight. The lifestyle of the wicked is like total darkness, and they will never know what makes them stumble. My child, listen carefully to everything I say. Don't forget a single word, but think about it all. Knowing this teaching will mean true life and good health for you. Carefully guard your thoughts because they are the source of true life. Never tell lies or be deceitful in what you say. Keep looking straight ahead without turning aside. Know where you're headed and you will stay on solid ground. Don't make a mistake by turning to the right or the left. Chapter 5. Faithful to your wife. My son, if you listen closely to my wisdom and good sense, you have sound judgment, and you will always know the right things to say. The words of an immoral woman may be sweet as honey and as smooth as olive oil, but all that you really get from being with her is bitter poison and pain. If you follow her, she will lead you down to the world of the dead. She has missed the path that leads to life and doesn't even know it. My son, listen to me and do everything I say. Stay away from a bad woman. Don't even go near the door of her house. You will lose your self-respect and end up in debt to and then uh, end up in debt to some cruel person for the rest of your life. Stranger will get your money and everything else you have worked for. When it's all over, your body will waste away as you groan and shout. I hated advice and correction. I pay no attention to my teachers, and now I'm disgraced in front of everyone. You should be faithful to your wife, just as you take water from your own well. And don't be like a stream from which just any woman may take a drink. Save yourself for your wife and don't have sex with other women. Be happy with the wife you married when you were young. She is beautiful and graceful, just like a deer. You should be attracted to her and stay deeply in love. Don't go crazy over a woman who is unfaithful to her own husband. The Lord sees everything and He watched us closely. Sinners are trapped and caught by their own evil deeds. They get lost and die because of their foolishness and lack of self-control. Chapter 6. Don't be foolish, my child. Suppose you agree to pay the debt of someone who cannot repay a loan. Then you are trapped by your own words, and you are now in the power of someone else. Here is what you should do. Go and beg for permission to call off the agreement. Do this before you fall asleep or even get sleepy. Save yourself just as a deer or bird tries to escape from a hunter. Your lazy people can learn by watching until ants don't have leaders, but they store up food during harvest season. How long will you lie there doing nothing at all? When are you going to get up and stop sleeping? Sleep a little, doze a little, fold your hands, and twiddle your thumbs. Suddenly everything is gone, as though it had been taken by an armed robber. Worthless liars go round winking and giving signals to deceive others. They are always thinking of something cruel and evil, and they stir up trouble, but they will be struck by sudden disaster and left without a hope. There are 6 or 7 kind of people the Lord doesn't like: those who are too proud or tell lies or murder, those who make evil plans or are quick to do wrong, those who tell lies in court or stir up trouble in a family. Obey the teaching of your parents. Always keep it in mind and never forget it. Their teaching will guide you when you walk, protect you when you sleep, and talk to you when you are awake. The law of the Lord is a lamp, and its teaching shine brightly. Correction and self-control will lead you through life. They will protect you from the flattering words of someone else's wife. Don't let yourself be attracted by the charm and lovely eyes of someone like that. A woman who sells her love can be bought for as little as the price of a meal. Making love to another man's wife will cost you everything. If you carry burning coals, you burn your clothes. If you stab on hot coals, you burn your feet. And if you go to bed with another man's wife, you pay the price. We don't put up with thieves, not even with one who steals for something to eat. And thieves who get caught must pay back 7 times what was stolen and lose everything. But if you go to bed with another man's wife, you will destroy yourself by your own stupidity. Stupidity. You will be beaten and forever disgraced. Because a jealous husband can be furious and merciless when he takes revenge. He ought to let you pay him off no matter what you offer. Chapter 7. The foolishness of unfaithfulness. My son, pay close attention and don't forget what I tell you to do. Obey me and you will live. Let my instructions be your greatest treasure. Keep them at your fingertips and write them in your mind. Let wisdom be your sister and make common sense your closest friends. They will protect you from the flattering words of someone else's wife, from the wisdom of my husband. At my house, I once happened to see some foolish young man. It was late in the evening, some time after dark. One of these young men turned the corner and was walking by the house of the unfaithful wife. She was dressed fancy like a woman of a street with only one thing in mind. She was one of those women who are loud and restless and never stay at home, who walk street after street waiting to trap a man. She grabbed him and kissed him, and with no sense of shame, she said, I had to offer a sacrifice, and there's enough meat left over for a feast. So I came looking for you, and here you are. The sheets on my bed are bright colored clothes from Egypt, and I've covered it with perfume made of myrrh, aloes, and cinnamon. Let's go there and make love all night. My husband is traveling and he's far away. He took a lot of money along, and I won't be back home before the middle of the month. And so he tricked him with all her sweet talk and her flattery. At once he followed her like an ox on the way to be slaughtered, or like a fool on the way to be punished and killed with arrows. He was no more than a bird rushing into a trap, without knowing it would cost him his life. My son, pay close attention to what I have said. Don't even think about the kind of woman, or let yourself be misled by someone like her. Such a woman has caused a downfall and destruction of a lot of men. Her house is one-way street leading straight down to the world of the dead. Chapter 8. in praise of wisdom. With great understanding, wisdom is calling out as she stands at the crossroad and on every hill. He stands by the city gate where everyone entered the city, and she shouted, I'm calling out to each one of you. Good sense and sound judgment can be yours. Listen, because what I say is worthwhile and right. I always speak the truth and refuse to tell a lie. Every word I speak is honest. Not one is misleading or deceptive. If you have understanding, you receive that my words are just what you need. Read, read instruction and knowledge mean more to you than silver or the finest gold. Wisdom is worth much more than precious jewels or anything else you desire. Wisdom speaks. I'm wisdom, common sense is my closest field. It possesses knowledge and sound judgment. If you respect the Lord, you will hate evil. I hate pride and conceit and deceitful lies. I am strong and I offer sensible advice and sound judgment. By my power, kings govern and rulers make laws that are fair. Every honest leader rules with help from me. I love everyone who loves me, and I will be found by all who honestly search. I can make you rich and famous, important and successful. What you receive from me is more valuable than even the finest gold or the purest silver. I always do what is right, and I give great riches to everyone who loves me. For the beginning, I was with I was with the Lord. I was there before He began to create the earth. At the very first, the Lord gave life to me. When I was born, there were no oceans or springs of water. My birth was before mountains were formed or hills were put in place. It happened long before God had made the earth or any of its field or even the dust. I was there when the Lord put the heavens in place and stretched the sky over the surface of the sea. I was with Him when He placed the clouds in the sky and created the springs that filled the ocean. I was there when He set boundaries for the sea and make it obey Him, and when He laid the foundation to support the earth. I was right beside the Lord, helping Him plan and build. I made Him happy each day, and I was happy at His side. I was pleased with His word and pleased with each people. Pay attention, my children, follow my advice, and you will be happy. Listen carefully to my instructions, and you'll be wise. Come to my home each day and listen to me. You'll find happiness. By finding me, you find life, and the Lord will be pleased with you. But if you don't find me, you hurt on yourself. If you hate me, you are in love with death. Chapter 9. Wisdom gives the feast. Wisdom has built her house with its 7 columns. She has prepared the meat and set out the wine. Her feast is ready. She has sent her servant woman to announce her invitation from his highest hills. Everyone who is ignorant or foolish is invited. All of you are welcome to my meat and wine. If you want to live, give up your foolishness and let understanding guide your steps. True wisdom, correct or worthless bragger, and all you will get in certain injuries. Any bragger you correct will only hate you. But if you correct someone who has common sense, you will be loved. If you have good sense, instruction will help you to have even better sense. And if you live right, education will help you to know even more. Respect and obey the Lord. This is the beginning of wisdom. To have understanding, you must know the Holy God. I am wisdom. If you follow me, you will live a long time. Good sense is good for you, but if you brag, you hurt yourself. A foolish invitation. Stupidity is reckless, senseless, and foolish. She sits in front of her house and on the highest hills in the town. She shouts to everyone who passed by, "If you're stupid, come on inside." And to every fool she says, "Stolen water tastes best, and the food you eat in secret tastes best of all." None who listen to stupidity understand that her guests are as good as that. Amen.